Are you a poet that needs looking after? Do you know a poet that needs looking after and you're not sure where to start? Then this is the video for you. Hey there poetry pals, welcome back to another video. This week I am showing you how to look after a poet. And by that I mean obviously how to look after yourself. Yep, this is a self-care video and how I like to look after myself. Before we go any further, please make sure you're subscribed to this channel and turn on the notification bell. And while we're here, why not follow me on social media? I am at Josie Ilford Poet on all the things. Also, I'm hosting a pub quiz on Wednesday, the 24th of June. The link to the event is down in the description. I'll be raising money for SARI, which stands for Standing Against Racism and Inequality. They're a Bristol-based charity that work with victims of hate crime, and so if you do want to join in with the pub quiz, link is in the description below. It is £2 to enter. Please do join us. Stay tuned to the end of this video for an update on how I'm getting on with my 27 things before I turn 27, and also for today's question of the week. By the way, as you're watching this video, why not comment down below and let me know if I'm missing anything? What do you guys do to look after yourselves? I want to know. Okay, here it is. Here's my list of things to do to look after your poet. Number 1, walking. I think one of the key things that you can do to look after yourself is exercise. And by exercise, I just mean be a bit active. You don't have to be doing high impact runs, you don't have to be training to do a marathon. I just reckon that getting out of the house and going for a walk, if that's something you can do, is a pretty good way of doing it. Mainly because when you feel a bit more active, you sleep better. And we all know that one of the most important things we can do as human beings to look after ourselves is sleep, right? So yeah, I guess how to look after yourself, number 1, be active in any way you can. Number 2, sleep. I guess this is the right point to mention how important sleep is. It's when your brain does all its healing and it like deals with memories and all that good stuff. And a lot of my self-care is dedicating to making sure I sleep well. I know that sleep is a really difficult thing for a lot of people, especially when you're suffering from insomnia or anxiety and that's affecting your sleep. I've had periods of struggling with my sleep in the past, so here's just a couple of things that I do to make sure I sleep well. No phones before bed. I like to make sure that I'm not looking at my phone for at least an hour before I go to bed. Shining bright lights at your eyes before bed can affect your circadian rhythm. And before anyone jumps down my throat and tries to tell me that you can get apps that alter the light of your phone so that it's a warm light so that it doesn't affect your circadian rhythm as much, I would say yes, but you are still shining an entire internet's worth of information at your face and then wondering why you can't sleep. The next thing is we got rid of the TV in our bedroom to make sure that our bedroom is a place for sleeping and other bedroom activities. I realise that I'm incredibly privileged to be able to have a space where I can watch TV that isn't my own bedroom. People in house shares or studio flats might not have that luxury, but if you can make that separation, I strongly suggest you do. Another thing is keeping a regular routine, going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time. Again, recognising that I'm incredibly privileged that I work a job that means I can do that. I don't have shift work, my partner doesn't do shift work, and also, even though I'm furloughed, Trey's still working from home, which means, especially on weekdays, we have that regular bedtime. It really helps because my body's like, oh, it's getting towards this time? think it's time. Number 3 is yoga. I realise that this does come under exercising, but I think yoga fills a slightly different space from that as well. My pal, Stripped Back Yoga, who I've talked about on this channel before, runs 4 weekly sessions via Zoom. I love it. It's only £9 a week, which is insane. For me, yoga is an opportunity to take some time out of my day and actually like listen to my body, and I realise how like hippy dippy and rubbish it sounds. But it's true that I get to take time out of my day, pay attention to how my body is feeling, moving it around, and also increasing my flexibility. I recently have been able to touch my toes for the first time in my adult life. Now, in this clip that I'm playing you right now, I incredibly struggle with a wide leg forward fold, and I have to admit that's the next goal. That's the next thing I'm working towards, is a successful wide leg forward fold, because for some reason my legs, they don't want to play ball. If you don't want to do a virtual course or classes in person, then I definitely recommend Yoga with Adriene. She's pretty great. It's how I first got into yoga, and it's super easy to do at home. Okay, number 4 is food. I'm not going to tell you what to eat because I'm definitely not the best person to like base your dietary choices on. I work most weekdays, or at least I did in the before times. And remembering to eat when you're constantly working from home or doing creative projects from home, it's really hard to remember to eat. So make sure you're eating food. I'm not going to tell you what, but we all know food gives us the vital fuel so that our bodies and our brains can do what they do best, which if you're a poet is clearly writing poetry, so eat some food. Number 5 is tea. I was just gonna say drinking water, but let's be honest, it's tea. If you're drinking too much coffee, maybe that's why you can't sleep. You should be drinking tea. It is the way. Tea is what keeps a poet going, or at least tea is what keeps this poet going. Tea is also appropriate for all occasions. Need energy? Tea. Want to fall asleep? Tea. Got a big task to work on and need the motivation? Tea. Want a biscuit? Dunk it in your tea. In a crisis? Tea. Celebrating something? Tea. Filming the intro for a video? Tea. Number 6 is meditation. One of my to-do lists for my 27 before 27 is to do 10 minutes of nothing each day. And I've basically done variations of like full-blown meditation to just sitting out and looking out the window and looking at all the dogs on the park. I think what meditation can be at its simplest point is taking some time out of your day to just be with your thoughts. It can be really easy when life is super busy to just be like, just focusing on the thing you've got to do right in that moment. What have you got to do next? What did you forget to do last time? Do you remember that thing 8 years ago that you did that was incredibly embarrassing? Think about that. If you're looking to try meditation at the very basic level, get comfy, stick some super chill music on, preferably stuff without lyrics, but that's just my personal opinion. And just breathe, count your breath. If you're looking for something a little more guided, then I recommend Buddhify. I know Headspace is out there. I'm pretty sure you can get it for free with a student premium Spotify account, so if you can have access to that, do it. But Buddhify is $3.99, or at least it was when I got it, one-off payment, and you have access to like loads and loads of different meditations, and they update it all the time, and it's just a one-off payment, and it is. So yeah, check out Buddhify. Number 7 is colouring. Sometimes it's nice to do something creative that isn't poetry. I'm not great at drawing or painting or anything else, so colouring is a super easy way to engage with that. One of the things I'm working on as part of my 27 things is to finish this colouring poster of Germany. We bought it in Berlin a few years ago, and I'll admit it's taking a little bit longer than I thought, but I do enjoy the colouring process, and I'm also looking forward to hanging it up on my wall when I'm done. Number 8 is origami. If you didn't already know, I'm having origami flowers made from recycled materials at my wedding instead of actual flowers. One of my goals for my 27 before 27 is to have made 100 origami flowers before my 27th birthday. By the time this comes out, that's just over a week away, and pals, I'm nowhere near done, but all the same, making origami flowers is really, really relaxing. I find it really soothing, and it's nice to do something with my hands. Number 9 is video games. And I have to say, I'm totally obsessed with the Lego video games. They're quite easy, and it's nice to sort of like unlock your brain from worrying about, you know, whether I'm doing well enough in my poetry career, to just thinking about Lego bricks and how I'm gonna smash them. It's something I can play with my fiance, which is super lush. It also gives me a break from just watching endless amounts of TV or scrolling on my phone. Number 10 is makeup. Obviously, makeup isn't for everyone, but for me personally, doing my makeup is taking some time to myself and also just getting a little bit creative on my face. Even though we're not seeing people anymore, I've realised that I still enjoy the process of doing makeup and taking some time to just make myself look and feel fabulous. Which is why, low-key, I'm enjoying making videos, because it's any excuse to put a face on. Number 11 is nails. Doing my nails is my favourite form of self-care. It takes a while. You have to sit still and concentrate on something that isn't your phone, and you end up looking fabulous. What's not to love? Admittedly, when I was filming this, my nails were looking great, so I filmed painting my tootsies instead. So enjoy this footage. Number 12 is a bath. The classic. Also, just an acknowledgement that I'm incredibly lucky to have a bath in my house. I think for me, bath is also sort of like an umbrella for all of the different pampering things, like doing a face mask or like a foot massage or whatever like that. Doing a bath is when I get to do like all of those things in one go. I love it. I'm obsessed with Lush products, and also I can just like stick some trash Netflix on, take a little soak, and also if I've been exercising too hard, it helps all my muscles relax, which is also nice. So my last 3 things on this list are actually less relaxing and more practical self-care. At the moment, I think self-care is often used as a tool to sell us things, and I've definitely fallen victim to that. Capitalism will capitalism. It's even capitalizing on our self-care. But I think there are also like some more practical things that you can do to look after yourself. I think self-care should apply not just to the lovely, cuddly, nice things, but also just the basic act of looking after yourself. Like, you know, earlier ones include making sure you eat. So with that in mind, number 13 is tidying. I'm a very messy person. I'm naturally cluttered, and that's fine. But also, it can really get on top of you. And I've also noticed that when I'm in a bad space mentally, it reflects in my physical space as well. So for me, the act of tidying is an act of self-love, because it tidies up the spaces that I'm occupying. It gives me something to do. I can put on a podcast and just, you know, get on with it. But also, it means that my space is a nice place to be when I am relaxing. So, hey man, go and tidy your room. Number 4 is ladmin, and by that I mean life admin. So in this footage, I'm actually setting up a standing order from my current account to our joint account so that my money towards our mortgage and bills goes in automatically. It's something that I've been doing manually every month, and the problem is that sometimes I forget to do it. Luckily it hasn't resulted in us losing any money in terms of fees or whatever, but not having to do that and not having to worry about that every month makes it a lot easier knowing that that process is automated. So yeah, Lavmin is a form of self-care, and sorting out your finances and automating as much as possible, that's a beautiful form of self-care, and you should definitely consider it. And number 15, the last one of how to look after your poet, is to make time to write. Actually write poems and actually make time to do it. You do not have to be productive as everyone else looks like they are on social media. I hope that makes sense. I hope you are listening to that. You do not have to be writing poetry at the same rate that everyone else seems to be on social media. You also, if you are writing, you don't have to share them on social media. Now, I go through phases of writing poetry really regularly. I know that when I was doing my masters, one of the deadlines I had to submit like 40 poems in one go, and that whole year I averaged about 2 poems a week for an entire year, and that was the most productive I've ever been. But that was still, I still wasn't writing poems every single day. There were some weeks where maybe I'd write more than 2 in a week, but yeah, so pick a target that's like achievable for yourself, but also don't beat yourself up when you inevitably don't hit it. But also, writing poetry is good for the soul, so don't forget to do it. And today's question of the day is, which self-care fad do you find most ridiculous? So are there certain self-care things that you're like, no, that's a scam, you're just trying to sell me something? And also, which self-care capitalist scams trying to sell you stuff are you like, I don't care, I'm involved, I'm gonna buy it anyway? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so quick update on how I'm doing with my 27 tasks. This week, I've been focusing on the more relaxing tasks in my to-do list, mainly for filming this video. I've also booked in my pub quiz, which I mentioned at the top of this video. It is next Wednesday on the 24th of June at 7:30 British time, and all the links to the Facebook event and how to join and stuff like that, all that information is over there. It's linked in the description below. If you want to join in, I would love to have you there. Also, big update, I've registered to become a blood donor. And I've booked an appointment to donate blood. But it's not till July, which is after my birthday. But I'm registered, got an appointment, so I'm still going to count that as a win. Tick, tick! Last night, I was feeling a bit rubbish. I didn't want to do anything productive, so we just stuck a documentary on, and I spent a little while making a spreadsheet that calculated how complete my entire list was, because obviously some of these are like one-off events, one-off tasks, and some of them are daily tasks. So I decided to like make a spreadsheet that had all the formulas that worked out exactly how far along the list I was and how complete I was, and shouldn't have done that because I'm only 45% finished. I'm clearly not going to finish the list, and that's totally okay. But there is one thing that you can do to help. Subscribe. And that is because one of my tasks is to hit 500 subscribers before my birthday. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little way off. So please subscribe. Why don't you phone your mum and get her to subscribe? It would be amazing if we did hit it by my birthday, but also, come on man, small creator, really working hard here. Subscribe and put out great videos. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe and I'll see you all next week. Bye.